Now on Sunrise and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, the search for a Speaker of the House has yet to be completed. The chamber adjourned last night after 5 more failed votes for Speaker. And police in Bay City looking for the suspects in this catalytic converter theft. They're said to be involved in a recent string of thefts in the city. Also, Bryan Kohberger, the suspect in the Idaho College slayings, made his first court appearance after being extradited from Pennsylvania.
And take a look on the outside live view from the Port Lavaca Nautical Landings Marina. Pretty quiet this morning and sunny skies today. Rain chances tomorrow. Yes, that's pretty much the forecast. We'll give you more details coming up.
The Pepsi Athlete of the Week scored 6 goals this week. That and more in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Today is the 6th day of January 2023. The time is now 6:31 on your Friday morning, and today is National Bean Day. So green, red, kidney lima or soy, cultivated since the early 7th millennium BC, low in fat and high in complex carbohydrates, folate and iron too. So let's go ahead and turn to First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey, what is your favorite kind of bean?
Ooh, like green beans are good, and also the kidney beans.
Pinto beans.
Pinto beans are good.
I think edamame is a bean too. I love edamame with like the salt.
Definitely, yeah, very good beans, of course.
It's a soybean.
there you go, there you go. All right, on the outside, Cuero ISD, we'll take a look at a live view. Still some clouds out there in Cuero, and mainly some fog beginning to lift, and there's the water tower right there. With temperatures well on the cool side this morning, 49 degrees, still holding at that number in Victoria that we have been. With east northeasterly winds, almost calm, with the dew points well in the 40s. Seeing some foggy conditions this morning. You see right here, down from Victoria down to Goliad and Beeville. This will be now through the 7 a.m. hour, I should say, for Furio as well, down to the coast, and a little bit more toward Wharton, El Campo, toward the Houston-Galveston area. Maybe an advisory issued, hadn't seen anything as of yet, but wouldn't be surprised. This foggy conditions will last through the 10 a.m. hour, then quickly beginning to dissipate away, and because of the daytime heating, and we'll have 12-mile visibilities throughout the day. And tomorrow, it's going to be another good day, but rain chances coming in our forecast in between time. And looking at the First Warn Doppler radar, we're just checking to see if it's working, and it is, because we'll need it tomorrow with the rain chance anticipated for us around here. Starting off with temperatures near 50 degrees, just showed you. Southerly winds throughout the day, increasing in velocity as the daytime heating gets going and the front gets closer. That's currently out well to our west. That'll bring in the moisture and set the stage for a pretty good rainfall event around here, something we hadn't had so far in quite a while. And could we have a couple of inches of rain in parts of the Crossroads region? That's in the forecast, potentially. We'll take a look at that in the full forecast to come. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. The House of Representatives still without a speaker. The House voted to adjourn after taking 5 more failed speaker votes Thursday, planning to return to the chamber at noon today in just a few hours. House members have spent nearly 18 hours on the floor this week trying and failing to elect a new speaker. California's Kevin McCarthy has failed to garner the support he needs to get elected speaker, as a group of 20 hardline Republicans, including our own Michael Cloud, continue to refuse to back him. We'll go to Washington for the latest on the vote for speaker later on Sunrise. The video you are about to see is surveillance footage of a catalytic converter theft in Bay City. The suspects in the video are said to be involved in a recent catalytic converter string of thefts in the city. The suspects' faces are covered, but take a look at their clothing, their walk and mannerisms. Police hoping someone may recognize them by those features. If you recognize these suspects or know anything else about them or about these thefts, contact Detective Corporal Robert Pierce at 979-245-8500. This is surveillance footage from December 27th at the Bay City HEB. The man on the screen is suspected in a theft at the store. If you recognize him, Detective Cunningham with the Bay City Police Department wants to hear from you. Contact him at 979-245-8500. The suspect in the murders of 4 University of Idaho student has made his first court appearance in the state. Bryan Kohberger returned to Idaho Wednesday night after being extradited from Pennsylvania. Kohberger was denied bond and was issued a no-contact order between him and the victim's family members. The 4 charges of first-degree murder he faces carry sentences that range from life in prison to the death penalty. The Buffalo Bills' Damar Hamlin is making significant strides in his recovery after Monday's scary on-the-field injury. Doctors from the University of Cincinnati said Thursday that Hamlin's condition has improved. However, he will remain in intensive care while his lungs continue to heal. Hamlin suffered cardiac arrest and received CPR on the field Monday night during a game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Today marks the 2nd anniversary of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. President Biden marking the occasion with a solemn tribute. He'll be honoring those who protected the building that day. Also this morning, there's new word of a lawsuit stemming from the death of an officer who defended the Capitol, and the lawsuit names former President Donald Trump.
This morning, the longtime partner of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, who died from injuries suffered during the January 6th attack, has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against former President Trump and 2 people in the crowd that day. Sicknick was hospitalized after being assaulted with bear spray. He died January 7th, the medical examiner saying the cause was a stroke. The new lawsuit, which claims a conspiracy to violate civil rights and the aiding and abetting of an assault, seeks $10 million from each defendant. The lawsuit saying the horrific events of January 6, 2021, including Officer Sicknick's tragic wrongful death, were a direct and foreseeable consequence of the defendant's unlawful actions. A spokesperson for former President Trump responding saying President Trump clearly and unequivocally stated that Americans should peacefully and patriotically make their voices heard. Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn worked with Officer Sicknick. He tells ABC's Pierre Thomas in an interview airing Sunday on This Week that the mob that day was vicious and called him racist slurs. He says he holds Trump responsible.
He needs to be held accountable, and that's why all eyes are on the Justice Department right now, because they're the ones who can bring forth accountability.
Today, Officer Dunn will be at the White House to receive the Presidential Civilian Award from President Biden, the 2nd highest civilian award in the country. Officer Sicknick will receive the award posthumously. Biden will also present the award to state and local officials who resisted Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election, including Republican Rusty Bowers, the former Speaker of the Arizona House. Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, dozens of military veterans have now delivered letters to several House Republicans demanding that they condemn political violence. Alex Perche, ABC News, Washington.
If going out on the water is in your weekend plans, we have what you can expect to catch. Here's 25 News Now Sports Director Gino Perez with your fishing report.
Grab your poles, Crossroads. It's time to go fishing. In the Matagorda Bays, the best fishing is January and February, so look for the bite to improve. Trout fishing is slow, and redfish and black drum catches are plentiful. In Port O'Connor, trout are good on the outside of jetties. Meanwhile, slot and oversized redfish in the jetties on Spanish sardines. Lastly, in Rockport, redfish are fair in 4 to 6 feet of water on live mullet. Trout are good on soft plastics. Good luck and be safe out there. That's your 25 Sports Now fishing report.
We want to invite you to download the Crossroads Today app. This is the QR code to do so. Just use your smartphone. You can get the latest breaking news, weather, and sports, learn all about our ongoing contest, and you can also submit those news tips and photos. The time is just about 6:39 on your Friday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. The Wharton Volunteer Fire Department put out a house fire Thursday afternoon.
House Republican leadership standoff now entering day 4. I'm Alex Perche in Washington with the latest on whether or not Kevin McCarthy is any closer to being elected Speaker of the House.
And take a look at the satellite radar composite so far this morning. Not anything on it. I think we'll be rain-free today. I'm pretty confident in that. Tomorrow, not so much. We'll give you the details coming up in your forecast.
Here's a look at what's coming up on Community Crossroads this weekend. We learn about the continuation of the Lean On Me program. We get some wellness tips from the YMCA, and we also learn about a new program in the city of Cuero.
There was a grant for a fitness court, a 38 by 38 multi-faceted workout equipment that is free for all, and the location that we are going to have for it is near the children's park.
If If you think about it, hash browns are the French fries of breakfast.
Who says it's not French fries that are the hash browns of lunch and dinner?
That's also true.
There's always something to talk about when it comes to McDonald's breakfast. Right now, get a sausage biscuit and hash browns or a McChicken biscuit and hash browns for $2. Only at McDonald's.
Get your new year off to a great start with end-of-the-year clearance and New Year's savings. Lax Furniture has the looks you love and the prices you can't afford to miss. Get incredible clearance deals now through Monday. Save on blowouts. Plus an extra 10% off when you pay with cash or interest-free financing for up to 60 months. This 5-piece dining set just $6.95. This living room set just $14.95. And this 4-piece queen bedroom just $19.95. The New Year's sale extended one final week only at Lax Furniture.
Every day we help kids navigate the realities of the world and make healthy, lifelong choices. Kids learn about alcohol, tobacco, and drugs in lots of ways, often from friends and siblings. While kids may hear lots of harmful information, parents do play a huge role in helping them make the right decision. Talking to your child, sitting down to a family meal at night just to discuss how their day went, or encouraging extracurricular activities can make all the difference.
Good morning. Trey Mining here. Let's take a look at the big picture of the state of Texas. Some cloudy conditions around here, mainly fog currently in the area, and that'll be lifting by about 10 a.m. at the latest. Looking upstream for the next front of moving through our region, coming up for your, well, late in the day, Saturday and Sunday. Moving on through, cooler temperatures behind it. Notice it's not coming down from the north, so it's not going to be a bitterly cold temperature change. It's more of a westerly component to it. That means more of a mild air mass. So we'll have drier conditions, but a little bit cooler temperatures, but not anything too dramatic. Cloudy skies continuing after that a little bit for the first part of the week. Future rain totals, nothing today, nothing on your late night tonight as well. By Saturday morning, it begins to rain around here as the system gets closer to us, and picking up with some good rainfall totals by the time we get to noontime on your Sunday, anywhere from half an inch to a quarter of an inch. Maybe some isolated scattered areas, probably in the eastern counties. Could be over an inch rain before it's all said and done. So pretty good soaking headed our way here and there. We'll give you the total percentages on the rainfall chances and maybe some next week as well, a little bit later on. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey. It's time to meet your Pepsi Athlete of the Week. This athlete is a Victoria West soccer player who is from Mexico. Our sports team has more.
Howdy Crossroads, the Pepsi Athlete of the Week scored 4 goals earlier in the week and 2 goals yesterday. Zach Brown has the latest.
Brandon Garay of Victoria West had quite the week. The soccer star could not be stopped. It helped propel the West Warriors to a 7-0 victory. We caught up with the second coming of Cristiano Ronaldo this morning before they left for their tournament, and he had one thing on his mind.
To Katie, win that tournament, all the games.
Some athletes have certain pregame routines they get themselves into. For Brandon, his pregame routine is all about making sure the little details in his game are fine-tuned and ready for the pitch.
Like do warm-ups and like stretch, like passes and ¿cómo se dice tiros? Like shooting shots.
Brandon's first language is Spanish. He has only been in Victoria for 3 years. He lives with his aunt at the moment, and sometimes that can get tough for the star athlete because he doesn't have his parents here with him. But just listen to him talk about his favorite soccer player, who he says is the greatest of all time.
Cristiano, always Cristiano.
Even he didn't win a World Cup.
It's okay.
It's okay?
Yeah.
What makes him the best to you?
¿Qué dice Avila? I don't know. He scored a lot of goals.
Scored a lot of goals,
like
just like
me.
you. Just like you.
Me.
Just
Like every athlete, he wants to reach high levels on and off the field.
Score more goals and like be the MVP of the district and go to college.
Brandon Garay scored 4 goals and helped propel his team to a 7-0 victory, and that is why the Victoria West Star is your Pepsi Athlete of the Week.
That's your 25 Sports Now.
All right, we want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. We now turn to the chaos on Capitol Hill. A group of conservative Republicans continues to block their own conference leader, Kevin McCarthy, from becoming the next House Speaker. McCarthy has now lost 11 rounds of votes in the last 3 days.
Republican Kevin McCarthy now gearing up for a 4th day of votes on whether or not he should be the new GOP House Speaker.
A speaker has not been elected.
Vote after vote, McCarthy has now failed 11 times. The last time a speaker's race went beyond 9 ballots was 1859. But the California Republican telling ABC as he left Capitol Hill late last night, he's willing to drag this out.
I'm not putting any timeline on. I just think we've got some progress going on. We've got members talking. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
McCarthy hopes caving to key demands from GOP holdouts will give him the votes he needs. He's even offering to change the House rules so one single lawmaker could force a vote to remove a speaker. Some of his supporters say he's giving in too much.
We cannot allow a small group of folks commit political terrorism, and that's what they're doing.
Democrats pointing to the dysfunction.
Kevin McCarthy's ego and his pursuit of this speakership at all costs is drowning out the voices and the needs of the American people.
Without a speaker, the House is at a standstill. Members can't be sworn in, meaning they also can't help their constituents on everything from passport requests to helping people apply for federal benefits. Top lawmakers also warning they won't have security clearance until they're sworn in. No classified briefings with military or intelligence. There's also concern that some staffers won't get paid and could even lose benefits. One Republican tweeting, the handful holding up the speaker election is not helping Americans, but directly hurting them. Alex Prechet, ABC News, Washington.
The Wharton Volunteer Fire Department worked to extinguish a house fire Thursday afternoon. This was the home in the 400 block of Mockingbird Lane. Locals were asked to avoid the area while crews work the fire. No injuries are reported. The fire department says all residents and pets are safe and accounted for. Today is National Bean Day, so we want to know, what is your favorite kind of bean? Okay, let's take a look. All right, 29% of you, you're with Trey Mining there. You love those green beans. 2% of you say red beans. 1% of you, okay, 1% of you say you like kidney beans. I like kidney beans. And 55% of you say pinto beans. It's a big favorite here in South Texas. And let's see, 13% of you say other. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote, or you can scan this QR code right here on your screen to take part. The time is now 6:47 on your Friday morning. Still to come, we meet the Pat of the Week.
From America's #1 news comes the all-new ABC News app. Breaking news, incredible video, faster, smarter, and customizable to your interests. If you love being in the know, you're gonna love this. Experience the all-new ABC News app. Download it now. After an extraordinary news-making year, thank you for making ABC's This Week America's #1 news and politics show on Sunday mornings. A double homicide, a dark mystery, and a haunting note left behind.
It said, I have been watching for a long time.
Was someone watching this family?
My jaw dropped.
The new 2020 tonight on ABC.
To everyone who sees anyone bullying, don't just watch. Act.
Together, we can put an end to bullying.
You can learn more at disney.com/choose-kindness.
All right.
In this morning's GMA First Look, new details on the case against accused Idaho murderer Bryan Kohberger.
Count 2 alleges that you committed the felony offense of murder in the first degree. The maximum penalty for that offense, if you plead guilty or are found guilty, is death and/or imprisonment for life. Do you understand?
Yes.
Overnight, the family of one of the victims, Kaylee Gonzalez, now speaking out after coming face to face with the suspect in court for the first time.
I want to make this as difficult as possible for the defendant. I want him to feel and see what he's done. And if that means we have to be uncomfortable and we have to go through some things, then we will.
And coming up at 7 a.m., former FBI agent Brad Garrett and legal expert Dan Abrams weigh in live with your GMA First Look. I'm Kena Whitworth, ABC News, Moscow, Idaho.
Struggling with the highs and lows of bipolar 1? Ask about Vraylar. Because you are greater than your bipolar 1. And you can help take control of your symptoms with Vraylar. Some medicines only treat the lows or highs. Vraylar treats depressive, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults. Proven full-spectrum relief for all bipolar 1 symptoms. And in Vraylar clinical studies, most saw no substantial impact on weight. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Sleepiness and stomach issues are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Good morning. Trey Mining here. By 8 o'clock, we're in the 50s and still some leaving 40s in the northwest parts of Crossroads. By 11 o'clock, we're in the mid-70s, upper 70s by 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Will be our daytime high with nice and sunny conditions today. Early morning fog, yes, we do have that, especially from about Victoria southward if you're driving along 59 toward Goliad or 77 toward Refugio. In the next little bit, be careful out there because the fog is especially in those areas getting near the zero visibility. Same thing goes up there in Wharton County. But by about 10 o'clock, it's all out of here. Sunny skies today with increasing rain chances not until tomorrow. So today, 77 degrees, we'll say. Mostly sunny skies, windy afternoon, 20-mile-per-hour winds, or gusty a little bit higher than that. Overnight lows in the lower 60s. Areas of fog with light winds. And tomorrow, here we go, cloudy skies, 78 degrees. Rain likely. The later you go in the day, the better the rain chances will be. That applies for your Sunday as well. Reducing rain chances Sunday evening into Monday with cooler temperatures by the first of next week.
And now it's time for today's question of the day. This is 27% more likely to happen to you in the first week of the year than any other time. What is it? What is it? All right, post your guess to today's question. We'll post your guess to today's question on our Facebook page, Crossroads Today, and we'll share your guess later on Sunrise, and we'll also share the answer. Today is Friday, so that means it's time for Pet of the Week, a segment where we highlight a shelter pet living right here in the Crossroads. This week we meet Daria. She is a 3-month-old terrier mix with a black and white coat. She is spayed. She is not declawed. Her intake date was November 20th of last year. Her adoption fee is $250. Go to the Dorothy O'Connor Pet Adoption Center to learn more about Daria. I think she has some siblings you can also see on their website. It's dogpack.net. You can set up an appointment, and the number to call is 361-575-8573. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. New Orleans police investigating a shooting that left at least 2 dead and several others hurt.
When I go to a birthday party, I try and rush the cake along. Sometimes I have been at parties and I say to some of the people close to the person celebrating, shouldn't we bring out the cake?
Yeah. Next live, Lacey Chabert. Plus Live's The Best Me in 23 continues.
You did that at Mark's birthday.
Yeah.
You were like, is it cake time?
It's cake time, right?
And I was like, we just sat down. Cake will be coming.
No one thought he would run. A computer salesman was supposed to report to prison to begin a 17-year sentence.
How do you evade capture for 25 years?
Now, join the global manhunt. Have you seen this man? Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Need weather around the clock? When the weather changes in the Crossroads, you need a reliable source. Visit Interactive Radar online for the latest conditions in the Crossroads area. CrossroadsToday.com. Weather at your fingertips.
Let's be real. Don't dine out when you could cook in. That's why I partnered with Home Chef. With Home Chef, get easy recipes and fresh ingredients delivered to your door. Don't worry, we got this. How good is that? All right, let's get cooking.
Home Chef. Delicious meets simple. Get 16 free meals when you sign up at homechef.com.
Weather in the Crossroads can be disruptive, like the big flood, Hurricane Harvey, And the Arctic blast.
Conditions can change in an instant, which is why we're committed to keeping you and your family safe.
Warning you in advance with weather alert days on air, online, and on our Crossroads Today mobile app.
From Victoria to Cuero and Port Lavaca, the 25 News Now First Warn Storm Team helps you plan your day every day.
And now it's time for today's question of the day. Today's question: this is 27% more likely to happen to you in the first week of the year than any other time. What is it? Okay, Trey, we had a few guesses this morning. Beth is guessing getting the flu, and someone else guessed getting engaged. Oh, we have several more guesses now. Melanie says getting hospitalized. Megan says prepare your taxes. Merritt says give up on your resolution. That's a somewhat negative yes. Uh-oh, Janet says get fired. That was my guess. And Horace and I are guessing the same, getting laid off. All right. Oh, Albert says get a divorce.
All right. Well, okay. Thanks everyone for chiming in. And the answer we're looking for was get fired. Ooh, I tell you what.
Trey.
Yes. I hope it's not happening anytime soon.
Knock on wood, Trey.
Yes, exactly. Knock on wood. Tuck, tuck, tuck. There we go. All right. Thanks for chiming in for the question of the day. Have another question of the day coming up for your Monday to get your Monday morning started on the right side.
New Orleans police are investigating a shooting that left at least 2 dead and several others hurt. Police say it happened shortly after 8 p.m. They responded to a call of a shooting at the intersection of St. Andrew and Reverend John Raphael Jr. Way. When they arrived, they located 5 victims suffering from apparent gunshot wounds. One victim was pronounced dead at the scene. Another was pronounced dead at a local hospital a short time later. No further information was released. Multiple people were hurt in a shooting Thursday night outside of a Florida restaurant. Police say an altercation started in an unknown location, and that led to shots being fired outside the Licking Miami Gardens. Witnesses said the shooting happened during a video shoot for rapper French Montana. Several victims were hurt and their conditions were unknown. Police weren't able to give the exact number of victims or what led up to the altercation, and the shooting is under investigation. A Wisconsin woman facing charges after authorities say she poisoned her husband's cup of coffee. 50-year-old Amanda Chapin is charged with attempted first-degree homicide. Lafayette County officials say Chapin put medication used for animal euthanasia into her husband Gary Chapin's coffee. They claim she drugged her husband at least 3 times between July and August, and one dose left him in a coma. Court records show Chapin's husband had the medication because he is a veterinarian. He has since filed for divorce and is asking for a restraining order. If convicted, Chapin could face 60 years in prison. She is expected to appear in court for a preliminary hearing next week. Burn bans are in effect for several area counties in the Crossroads. Goliad County commissioners voted to place an 11-day burn ban for the county, effective immediately, during an emergency meeting Thursday morning. Refugio County commissioners putting a ban in place Thursday as well. The countywide burn ban is in effect for 68 days unless lifted by a commissioner's court. And here's a notice for those of you summoned for jury duty on Wednesday, January 11th at 8:30 a.m. Know that jury session at the Victoria County Courthouse is canceled and will not be rescheduled. We want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. And we do have time for a final check of our forecast with Trey. All right, Trey, how serious is this precipitation going to get?
Well, not anything too serious out there. I mean, mostly scattered, no severe weather anticipated. Temperatures well in the 70s by this afternoon. And the cloudy skies a little bit this morning with the fog. Sunny skies most of the day. Rain chances again for your day tomorrow, starting in the first part of the day. And as we work throughout the day, better the chance will be later again in the day. 77 degrees today with sunny skies. Overnight lows will be in the 60s. There's the fog. And tomorrow, high temperatures in the 70s again. Carry your umbrella. That'll take us into your Sunday with cooler temperatures. By Monday as well, 30% chance of rain. Looking nice for next week with highs in the 70s, coming back by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Looking very nice today. Get out and enjoy your Friday. Carolina?
Thank you, Trey, and thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful day. Come to crossroadstoday.com for more local news, weather, and sports. And join James, Don, Howie, Karina, and Gina today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Today's the Epiphany, so it's time to take down those Christmas decorations and that Christmas tree.